If you want to stop being angry and irritated all the time, take a walk with me. Anger and irritation often acts as a sign or an indicator of other things going on in the background of your life. And some of you may be sitting there going, oh no, I know exactly what it is. But one of the things you have to ask yourself is the way that you feel right now in this moment, is it proportional to the experience that you're having? The example that everyone likes to give is that you get cut off in traffic and all of a sudden you're ready to light that candle. And some of you might be thinking, I actually have no idea why I'm angry. I just feel it all the time. And if you were to scratch the surface of that just a little bit more, you'd find that you're feeling stressed, dysregulated, and potentially unequipped to handle the situation or circumstances that you're currently in. I also want to remind you that anger is a valid emotion and it's allowed. When we were younger, we were often taught to push those feelings down because it made other people uncomfortable. And at that stage of your life, you were just discovering emotions. You may have heard, it's okay, settle down, suck it up, you'll be fine, or the worst one yet, silence. And the funny thing is, it's not just anger, it's also grief, and believe it or not, joy. So much goes unprocessed, and when we witness this in other people, you might get scared or feel like it's a threat. Or if someone's elated and experiencing joy, you might find yourself avoiding that situation completely. You might be telling yourself that you're broken, but honestly, you're not. But you are experiencing dysregulation and an activated fight or flight response. Many of us have learned or have been conditioned to accept the fact that we're not allowed to have more, because if you do, then you're wrong. You're bad. You should just be grateful for where you are. And you should be. We should absolutely learn to be present and grateful for our circumstances, regardless of outcome. This is where people often talk about lived experiences, but I have lived experiences too. The problem and the pickle we get ourselves into is we try to compare everybody's problems with everybody else's. We say things like, you could never understand. What you have to remember is that most of us are humans and we're just doing the best that we can. That said, many of us have empathy, and it's not that difficult to extend that outward. An example of this would be my comment section, where everybody talks about attachment styles and they believed that, well, I thought I was the only one that felt this way. I thought I was the only one that thought this way. I thought I was the only one that ever went through that. And when you hit that point, welcome to the world of self-awareness. You are not alone. And when you take away sweeping generalizations, things like all avoidance are bad, you begin to see other people in your life as sovereign individuals. And like you, they have a story that is complicated, nuanced, and filled with a variety of emotions. And this brings us back to your purpose on this planet. It's to become who you are capable of becoming, fully embodied, integrated, and in your own frame, authentic. Well, that just sounds like a bunch of woo-woo spiritual nonsense to me. I used to think the same thing, and then I did stuff like read books, begin to learn things about a mind-body-soul connection, and then you find yourself in a particular moment actually practicing presence, looking out at the farm field, all the trees without their leaves, the blades of grass that have overgrown and turned brown. Hopefully it's brighter where you are right now. And then you start asking yourself some serious questions like, why you mad, brah? Why do you keep disturbing your own peace because people don't know how to drive? One of the number one places where anger might pop up is when we're feeling overwhelmed, frustrated, and irritated over our finances. And on that one, I can promise you, you are absolutely not alone. It's been a rough 4 years. A book I just found is by Ramit Sethi. It's called I Will Teach You How to Be Rich. I just started it, but at a minimum, it's hopeful. And I know that feeling of hope getting diminished, especially when you pick up a dozen eggs for $3.95 and the shells are so fragile that they break in your hand. And although I can't help you with any financial challenges that you're going through right now, I can help you begin to regulate yourself. As a matter of fact, you're doing it right now because you chose to take a walk with me. So get out in nature, put your phone away, focus on your breath as you walk for however long you want to walk for. For me, it's usually 7 miles. I've been doing this every day for years with a few skips in between, but for the most part, every day. One of the gifts that it's given me is that I'm no longer an anxious overthinker. But I also paired that with journaling. You'd be surprised at all the thought loops and distortions that you can close out with a practice of daily journaling. The last thing I have for you is called a physiological sigh. It's a double inhale in through the nose and a long exhale out through the mouth. For me, that's become a form of emergency breath work, and a couple of those, I'm back in it. I might even add in there a mental statement of I release my anger, my resentment, my fear, frustration. Someone else added in the comment section contempt and the desire to hold a grudge. I release all of that because I don't want it, and I sure as hell don't need it.